Good morning. My name is Tracy, and I'm watching the doctors on TV right now. And they gave some advice that really troubled me, and I thought that I should get on here right away and put up some sort of caution video or disclaimer. They were just now having a segment on hypoallergenic pets, and I happened to see that they had two birds on their TV show. One was a lorikeet, and one was a sulfur-crested cockatoo, a lesser sulfur-crested cockatoo, I believe. Well, these two pets were in fact portrayed as hypoallergenic, whereas the lorikeet I have no experience with, but the sulfur-crested cockatoo and other cockatoo species I have experience with firsthand. I cared for an umbrella cockatoo for over a year as a foster home, and also a lesser sulfur-crested cockatoo as the same, a foster home for a area rescue. I can say emphatically that these are not overall a good pet choice. They are extremely dusty. They are known to be a hazard for those who are asthmatic, and in fact are a pet or a avian species that is discouraged for domestic use because of not only the dust that they put out, but also they are incredibly noisy. And when I say that I am not bashing on this bird, I loved the lesser sulfur-crested cockatoo that I took care of. His name was Kramer. I'll put up videos about the little guy. He was awesome. But when these birds even hum or in some way say hello, very few words by the way, they don't speak very much, they are, I don't know how to put it, quantify it in levels of noise, but they have to be at least 100 times louder than a human voice. It is their natural way to call. They had to call over long distances in jungles. That's what they are designed to do, to be loud, so that they can call out danger calls or perhaps to a mate. Again, I can't emphasize it enough that the lesser sulfur-crested cockatoo, or any cockatoo species for that matter, is not a good choice for a domestic pet overall, let alone a hypoallergenic pet. The doctors mean well, but the producers, I think, might have missed the boat on this one, and I thought it was very important that I get on here and let you know. Now, area rescues have been inundated with cockatoos, and unfortunately, these pets are very loving, but when it comes to care, they do suffer because it is a very complex breed to care for properly, and they often turn to feather plucking and other disastrous behaviors, including yelling constantly because of an almost psychotic break that takes place in them when they don't receive the kind of attention that they do require. The lorikeet, like I said before, I have no personal experience. However, in my education of the avian society, for lack of a better word, they have a primarily fruit or vegetable based diet. They have a primarily loose stool, which could be a hazard if not properly cared for and cleaned up after. I would consider the lorikeet a high maintenance pet, although beautiful. To some, these birds are great, but to say that they are good domestic pets, especially when you think of pets, you think of your children perhaps. I haven't even gone into the cockatoo's bite. Cockatoos have been known to destroy whole banisters, wood banisters, while escaping from their cage, which is also quite common for cockatoos. My cockatoos always had padlocks on every single door, and even then they find a way to get out. I do have one bright note about the doctors, and that is the bearded dragon. I have a bearded dragon, and she's a doll. I love her. Yes, they do carry salmonella, so yes, you will have to properly wash your hands after each use, but they're completely docile. They're great for kids. They are non-aggressive for the most part, although all animals have personalities like people. For the most part, people are gentle and not harmful. However, we all know that sometimes people can go wrong, and so can animals. often due to neglect by other people or etc. So that's my disclaimer for the doctors today. Again, cockatoos are not hypoallergenic pets. They are very dusty and known to be a hazard to those with asthma and other pulmonary weaknesses. They are not good domestic pets in whole, and though I love them, that is why I'm putting this out there, because like I had said before, rescues and foster homes are inundated with cockatoos because of well-meaning people who love them so much and want to be with them. Contact your local shelter for exotic birds and schedule a visit, and perhaps even volunteer. That could be your way of getting that kind of experience with that kind of bird, if this is the kind of bird that you desire. And like I said, bearded dragon, yay. Cockatoo, though they are a blessing and a wonderful, wonderful bird of character, they're a no. So, cockatoos.